Now, as we close it all up, K.D.O.B. Awadu, author of Conscious Ross Report, I want to take just a few moments to hear some of the comments that he's made. Now, he put together a report going back years ago on rap, hip hop, and the New World Order. Much of what he talked about there is more relevant even today than it was then, in my opinion. Now, when I get further along in the timeline, once I get into people like Tupac, Biggie Smalls, I'm going to be sourcing his research into this topic. But I want you guys to listen carefully to what he says in terms of black leadership, that 10% that rules over the 90%. Let's take a listen.
Let's just go through some highlights of some of these new black leaders. Again, we talked about the evolution of black leaders. The first black leaders in America for black people were who? No, the first leaders were the overseers. They were armed with what? A whip or a gun. Okay? Let's be clear. The first black leaders were overseers. Who was the second round of black leaders? Preachers. They were the preachers. What were they armed with? The Bible. They were armed with not just the Bible, but they were armed with the sanctioning of those in power that you can do this. They even verified that the Bible that they were using was the right Bible. Right, there you go, right. King James. Very good, very good. And so, who then took over? Now, the preachers took over from the overseers, kicked them out. Who then took over from the preachers and kicked them out of the slot? Then, before the intellectuals came, the elected officials, the politicians. They took over from the preachers and kicked them down to the next rung of leadership. Who then took over from the elected officials and politicians? Then it was the intellectuals. Who were the next round of black leaders in America? The intellectuals. What was their weapon? They were backed by the establishment through the universities, Yale, Columbia, Harvard. We could go through a number of them. Even the historically black colleges like Howard University and Fisk University, etc., later became a signifier that you are capable of running your people into the ground. Now, who are the new black leaders? Celebrities. Media designated celebrities.
Now, Brother Katie, he's on point. And Brother Steve Coakley confirms there's a web, there's sports, they're the media.
Now, who are the new black leaders? Celebrities. Media designated celebrities.
So, Brother Katie, what he's illustrating here is that the new black leadership is celebrities. But these celebrities are sanctioned by media. And we've already illustrated that media was controlled and established by someone who was in Boule in the first place. You got to be understanding like how it's all interconnected. So much of the leadership, Tupac, that we're given are sanctioned by the media in the first place, and the media adhere to the tenets that are given to them via the hidden hand, i.e. the ruling elite. Now, Brother Steve Coakley, there is a web, there is a web, there is sports, there the media. Brother Katie Owadu, now who are the new black leaders? He answers celebrities, media designated celebrities. Question: what does media include? The entertainment industry. Question: what does the entertainment industry include? Answer: the music industry. Question: what does the music industry include? Answer: the genre of music that we call hip hop. The new black celebrities, the new black leadership is coming through hip hop. And it is sanctioned by the hidden hand, the ruling elite. What is hip hop culture? Look at these pictures again as we close it up. What is hip hop culture? These are the leaders. These are the black leaders here that have been given to us via media. What is hip hop culture? What is hip hop culture? Take a look at these pictures. Each one of these archetypes for manhood that has been given to us via media, via hip hop culture, hip hop music, is sanctioned by the ruling elite. Media is merely the mechanism of control. But the ruling elite, they are the ones who put together the programming so that many males, especially in particular black males, compromise their masculinity and remain as boys perpetually. Again, what is hip-hop culture? Now, this concludes Hip-Hop: The Hidden Hand and the Degradation of Black Masculinity, Part 2. In Hip-Hop: The Hidden Hand and the Degradation of Black Masculinity, Part 3, we're going to get into the hip-hop timeline from 1986 to 1990. We're also going to do music video and lyric analysis. We're going to get into the demonization of black males via gangster rap. We're going to get into gangster rappers and the delusional rapper syndrome. Most of these so-called gangster rappers weren't even gangster in the first place, and I have evidence and proof. You think the ruling elite want to deal with some hardcore gangsters? No. But they'll get some actors and have them play the roles of hardcore gangsters and put them on the stage, on the world stage, and promote them as black leaders. We're going to get into conscious rap as a marketing strategy employed to stimulate consumerism amongst the so-called conscious community. Oh, they played us so well with this. We're going to get into conscious rap as controlled opposition and as the subliminal cedar of elitism within the black community. Yes, because I'm more conscious than you, I'm better than you. That's an elitist orientation that comes out of the boule in the first place. It's an elitist organization. It's an elitist secret society. We're also going to get into masculinization of black female rappers and the perpetuation of the male versus female war and program. Around this time in hip hop, in the timeline, you start to see these female rappers coming onto the scene, and they were very much masculinized. During that was a promotion of the quote unquote feminist movement ideology, and to promote it as a means of creating divisions amongst black males and black females. I call it the male versus female war and program. Understand that the feminist movement, there was nothing feminine about it. Again, I have to ask the question, what is hip hop culture? I want you to look at this picture closely as we close out. These two young rappers are the Illuminos. Look at their pants. One of them is sagging on the left, that's Lil Bow Wow. And Soulja Boy on the right, he's sagging in an extreme way. These are the Illuminos. These are the little boys who bend over and allow individuals in the entertainment industry who are in control to penetrate them in the anus. The Erastes Illuminos relationship construct. This relationship construct is an aspect of the entertainment industry itself. More specifically, it is an aspect of the music industry, especially when we get into hip hop. Look at these two little boys. And the final question, of course, as we close out part 2, is hip hop culture reflective of black masculinity? Is hip hop culture reflective of black masculinity? Look at these pictures and ask the question, is hip hop culture reflective of black masculinity? And I will answer to all of you all here, no. In my universe, black masculinity is reflective of this man here in this picture, who is taking care of his family institution, who is committed to his wife, who is committed to his children. This is black masculinity. A man who is honorable and is respectful and carries himself with honor and dignity at all times. This is black masculinity. A man who is not only committed to his wife and his children, is also seeking to raise his sons into manhood. Who is seeking to protect his daughters and to protect his wife. This is black masculinity. The question becomes, in your universe, what is masculinity? My name is Leonard Honor. Until next time, y'all, please take care. Peace.